All right, what is going on, guys? So in today's episode, I want to talk about the lessons I've learned from kind of getting into a book I'm writing, which I'm very excited for. I haven't done the official launch announcement yet, but we're working on it. And I know this is something I want to do. I've taken it to prayer. I've talked to priests about it. It's the move, so I'm very excited for it. The book is going to be about Catholicism and the self-help world and what Catholics should embrace and should avoid from the self-help world. Um, yeah, I think it's gonna be really helpful. The reason this is so important to me is because, so as you might know, when I dropped out of school, I started building this program, this like Catholic company, and I didn't know what to do in the beginning. Like I was so scared, I had no money, but I knew I had to figure this out. Otherwise, I'd have to like go crawling back to like the legal industry or like go live with my parents or something. It would have been terrible. So, excuse me, I found Brian Mark on Instagram. So he was a, business guru, specialized in helping people grow their Instagram accounts. And that's what I did. I hired him, um, basically consumed everything he taught me. Now, here's the interesting thing. Brian, very successful, still talk to him to this day, great guy, not Christian at all. He'll go to Bali to talk to his shaman for spiritual retreats. He does hypnotherapy every week. He microdoses every day for shrooms, um, ayahuasca, all this stuff. Now he is worth 20 million and he's 31, so he knows his shit when it comes to business. But let's just keep that side note in mind as we progress through the story. Like no Christianity whatsoever. So one of the first things you do when you join Brian's, like I started in his lower program, passed that, got into his mid tier, got through that, and then I was in like his elite tier, like coaching, and he's huge on mindset. Okay, so one of the first things we did is we figure out like your vision. So very important, right? You figure out where you're going in life. So I was figuring out my vision, and then he's big on mindset in your morning routine. So like, how are you spending your mornings? And he's like, well, you gotta say these affirmations. You gotta speak positivity into the world. I'm like, that sounds good. So I'm doing that. And I'm just doing more and more. He's like, and then you want to watch this video by Abraham Hicks on like energy and it like starts your morning. And it was like a peaceful video. I'm like, oh, this is nice. And so before I knew it, my morning routine consisted of some things that might not be very Catholic. That's kind of my point. I fell off a little. So in the morning, I was waking up, praying the rosary. This is kind of how my morning routine was. Woke up, prayed the rosary. That's a good thing. Um, Usually like walk or do cardio on my bike. And then I would switch to listening to this Abraham Hicks video. And it was all about how like you attract positive energy into the universe. And it's just like affirmations in this video like I am attracting life. I am attracting money. Money's no issue. I have all the wealth in the world. I love everyone. Just like these affirmations. And then I would visualize and think of myself where I wanted to be, and I would like put myself there, like walk through my vision and feel how it would feel to reach all my dreams, um, which isn't super Catholic. But then I would say affirmations, and then I would say things like, "Today's going to be a wonderful day. I'm grateful for everything I have. I'm happy with where I'm at, mentally, physically, and emotionally. I can handle all problems will arise today. Don't worry about anything. God will handle all things. The entire purpose of life is," and I still remember it because it's like a repeated. You say it over and over and over. Now I did that, those like positive affirmations, like I have so much money, I attract so much money, I have no issue acquiring wealth. So many people want to join my business, things like that. But then I also had things that were like, I said Philippians 4:13 30 times every morning. So you can kind of see what's happening. It's like I'm like internally trying to bridge these two already. And some of it was like way off. Like if you watched this Abraham Hicks video and you're a Catholic dude and you're watching this, you're like, Joe, what are you doing? 'Cause- and I know that now stepping back. But when you're in it, you're like, I just want to be better. I just want to treat others better. Like, what do I do? Blah, blah, blah. So you can tell, like back then, I had a lot of very good Catholic habits. And then I had a lot of very what most people would consider habits that like are oriented towards good, except they're not rooted in Christ, and so we can get a little wonky. So it wasn't until I really started hanging out with monks and friars more, not that I like hang out with them. What's up, dude? What are you doing? But like I would spend more time visiting friends at like monasteries or friaries. And then some of my friends were in seminary, and you start to see what their morning routines are like. They're not watching the Abraham Hicks energy video. And I learned a lot from that, which is there is a right way to have a morning routine, and it should be rooted in Christ. But here's the big question. A lot of the self-help stuff works. It works. If you go anywhere to like become more successful, like you hire, like there's a rich man, you're like, I want to be rich. And you go to him, you're like, how do I be rich? He's going to give you advice from the self-help world because it works. So if you want to be in shape, come from the self-help world, like visualizing, goal setting, habit forming, all of that's how you do it. And if you want to like make more money, that's all the tips are going to come from the self-help world. So it's like some of it, like that's the big question the book has to confront is these concepts in the self-help world do lead you to your goal. But then the question is, if it's not rooted in Christ, it's a house of cards. It falls apart. And there's a lot of nuance here because let's say the self-help world gets you to fitness and gets you to a healthy body. Obviously being healthy is a virtue, temperance. But maybe the way we got there isn't rooted in Christ. And we don't want to say that the ends justify the means. So anyway, I'm kind of rambling, but these are the questions the book addresses. And don't worry, I'm going to be writing it with a priest, so I won't fall off the map, so to speak. I hope you find that interesting. I think it's going to be fascinating, frankly. Probably the most interesting thing to me is how to better yourself while staying rooted in Christ. It's the most interesting concept in the world to me. Because we'll just take like a couple examples from that world. We'll kind of stay on this topic. So 3 concepts from the self-help world are visualization, manifestation, and law of attraction. So if you don't know what those are, visualization is like visualizing yourself in the future. You've already accomplished your goals. Like let's say your dream is to, I don't know, speak at Seek, right? So your dream is to speak at Seek. It's actually one of my dreams. But let's say your dream is to speak at Seek. Okay, well, you visualize you already on stage. They're introducing you. You feel the warmth of the fill lights as you walk onto stage. Everyone's cheering. You can feel the sweat because you're a little nervous. You're wearing a nice suit. Everything, right? You can feel it. That's visualizing. The reason you do that is because you want your body to know it's possible, right? Most of you guys, you fail on your goals not because you don't believe in God enough, but because you don't believe in yourself enough. Okay, so you have to get yourself to believe in yourself, if that makes sense. So if you can visualize it, you can feel what it would feel like to accomplish your goal, and then your body's already like, oh, okay, well, we know what it feels like to do it. We're kind of halfway there. It like really helps you believe in yourself. That's visualization. Manifestation, so I don't think at a high level, I'll have to do more research for the book, but at a high level, I don't think visualization is anti-Catholic. That doesn't sound anti-Catholic at all. Manifestation, we might start to get into some tricky water because manifestation is the idea that you are manifesting your goal by visualizing it. So it kind of goes hand in hand with visualization. And this is where things start to get a little wonky because I would say as a general rule of thumb in the self-help world, anytime the power is in you, the true power, it's probably against Christianity. Because as Christians, we know like, yeah, we have free will, but the true power is in Christ. And so if we're saying it's all on us, we start to get away from it. So like this idea of manifestation, which is the idea like if you think and believe and like visualize hard enough, you are the one manifesting your future. You are. Literally by like, this might sound crazy to you guys. These are the books. This is what the books say. Literally by like the energy vibrations you create, lead you basically create the world that you're manifesting. Okay. There's a famous book on it called The Secret by Rhonda Burns, I think. She wrote, Conor McGregor famously talks about it. It's like that book made him a billionaire, he says, which is the whole idea of like you choose your future. You can manifest it with your thoughts and your actions. Okay, to me, that sounds a little anti-Catholic. Again, I haven't done the deep dive yet, but where's Christ? Doesn't Christ play the role of where we're going? And besides, like, if I'm creating reality and choosing my future completely, like, I understand I have free will, but like choosing it completely, and aren't I God? That seems to be like the epitome of pride and ego. And there's no humility there. So, yeah. Oh, and then third is law of attraction, kind of similar to manifestation. Law of attraction is the idea that if you put out, it sounds crazy saying it to like a group of Catholics, but this is important stuff to talk about. I don't want people to fall down the rabbit hole like I did. Law of attraction is the idea that if you think positive thoughts, thoughts go out as vibrational energy, and then that kind of connects with other vibrational energies at the same frequency, and that you connect. And by doing that, by them connecting, you life gets good. Like you attract the good things. So things like love, charity, faith, hope, those things are at high vibrational frequencies. And then if you're putting out those frequencies from your mind, they're gonna like connect. I am an electrical engineer, and like a big part of electrical engineering is like studying frequencies. I don't understand the concept of like two frequencies like hitting each other and then they like latch on. But anyway, maybe I don't know the science. But the idea is like your frequency connects with their frequency, and that you attract good stuff, the other stuff like faith and hope and charity and love, right? That's the concept of law of attraction. You can read some authors about it. From Bob Proctor writes about it. Earl Nightingale, obviously Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, famous book. So those are the ideas. As you can guess, if you're wondering, is law of attraction Catholic? That doesn't sound very Catholic to me. Maybe there, and this is what I hope to dive into in the book, but maybe there is a genuine idea that like if you are giving your best self and thinking good thoughts and being loving and charitable, you'll probably receive that more likely throughout life. The question is the vibrational energy thing really what's going on? I don't know. I don't think so. So that is what I'm going to dive into in the book. I'm very excited. I don't want other Catholic men to fall down the rabbit hole, but I do want them to take the gems from the self-help world that do align with Catholicism, because I want you guys to win. I want you guys to succeed. So very excited for that. Okay, that's pretty much everything about the book. My lesson so far has been, if you're going to write a book on Catholicism, like the one thing you have to make sure of is it's not heretical. It's just the one thing. So that's why I'm choosing to write it with a priest. Kind of ups my chances of not being a heretic, the way I see it. So more news on that. But yeah, that's everything. If you guys got value, drop a like. And if you're a Catholic man and you're interested in doing what we're doing, which is building community of Catholic men, leveling each other up, obviously dialing in your fitness, yeah, feel free to check out the links in the bio below. And I will talk to you guys later. Have a great rest of your day. God bless.